Yes, people, another edition of Knightz in the Round Table Discussion where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guys, Tooth, The Truth, and Mr. K.A. with me. How we doing, people?
All good, all good.
Hope you're blessed, man.
Glad the season's over.
Aren't we all, bruv? It's been the longest season in Premier League history, bruv. Nearly a year of our lives because of Miss Rona. But the season
back
is
soon as well.
Second wave and all that.
No, Miss Rona twice. The Premiership. It's me back in 6 weeks.
Oh yeah,
no,
6
weeks.
Yeah, Premier League 6 weeks. Like, man, them even got time to go on holiday, and even if they do, they can't go certain places.
That's the joke.
It's just a mess. They might as well just stay at home and chill, bruv. Cornwall, Butlins, bruv. That's it. Just do that.
Cornwall was nice, you know. I was there like last year, 2 years ago.
Huh?
What was that, Tooth?
I said those are my ends, bruv. Don't be dissing my ends.
But Cornwall was nice. I was there 2 years ago, man. It was nice, man.
Hey, listen,
doing what? What's the African guy doing in Cornwall?
Exploring the world, man. International, as you can see.
This guy's saying international Cornwall. That's what it feels like, isn't it?
Oh my lord! But yes, we are going to start off with the Premier League. Obviously, Arsenal finishing in 8th place, 56 points. Got my two guys, The Truth and Mr. K.A., who are Arsenal fans. Sum up the season for us, guys. Truth, we'll start with you.
It's just been a horrible season, you know. The start obviously wasn't great. We had the clown in charge. Gave us our worst start to the season ever. The football was horrible. And we were playing catch-up ever since. Then the annoying thing is that when you look back and then see the game that we lost or threw away points in, we could have easily been up there. That's the most frustrating thing. I would have been happier if the top 4 were just out of reach or top 5 were just out of reach. But then when you think, you know, we were 9 points adrift, 10 points adrift, and then you think we lost to teams like Villa recently, the Tottenham game where we shouldn't have lost. You think about drop points against Watford, Palace. It's like, it was so easy to be up there, but I'm glad the season's over. I'm glad this new season's starting soon so we could just get the taste of the season out of our mouth, to tell the truth. And Arteta gets to build on a promising half a season that he had. And we'll see what happens.
Mr. K.A., your thoughts on Arsenal season? Do you concur? Was it as bad as The Truth has said it was?
No, well, obviously our finish wasn't that good. I'm not too happy with that. Arsenal should be in the top 4. Like, I'm a product of the Arsenal in the 90s, so I'm used to challenging for titles and stuff like that, and finishing up there with Man United and teams like that. So, not too happy with the team, but considering our start, I'm actually okay with the how it finished. Arteta did what he could with what he had, so props to him, man. Like, he was fighting an uphill battle, he started off in quicksand. So imagine that, man, trying to get up the hill, like, you got to take out. He had too much to do, basically.
It's true. He had a lot to do, and considering where you were when Arteta took over and to what you've finished with, you have to say finishing 8th.
Considering we were relegation, man, we're fighting relegation.
It's true, man. I was scared of relegation for a hot second. You know, I'm not gonna lie. We were only 6 points above the relegation zone. I was looking down, like, every Saturday on Soccer Saturday. I was looking down to see Aston Villa's and Watford's results. I wasn't even looking up. I was checking the results to make sure that they're losing.
I'm telling you. So considering what you lot were to where Arteta has gotten you, you have to say he did all he could with, as Mr. K has said, he did all he could with what he had. But just forward thinking in terms, obviously a new season isn't 6 weeks. What does Arteta need from the board and versus what you're expecting to happen next season?
Look, the truth is, if the board was serious about getting Arsenal back to where they should be, they have a leeway. They have a FFP leeway this year that they could just go out and spend whatever money that they need. Obviously not over the top, but whatever money they need. But the way our board goes on, you know, there are a bunch of clowns up there. You think about the 40 mil and £1 for Suarez. You know, you think about
legendary.
You think about all the signings that we've had in January. Every signing that we made in January, there has to be an injury. You're talking about Kim Kallstrom, Dennis Suarez, flipping. Even Murray this year came with the injury. I don't know what goes on sometimes. You talk about the free transfers from the agents that we get from Man United, Silvestre, David Luiz.
Yes, bro.
You think about that, and I don't have no faith, to tell the truth, in the board. Recently, you're hearing the stories about Thomas Partey, how we're not trying to go higher than 25 million and one player when his buyout clause is 45 mil. It's like, why are you playing hardball with teams that don't want to play hardball? Someone else is just going to come in and sweep them away. Stop playing hardball, man. It's not about skimping no more. Go out, get your players, start the season fresh, start it new, start early. I guarantee it's going to come down.
Man.
I know. It's going to come down to final day, deadline day. We're scrimping, trying to sign. Next, we're going to flip and go get Phil Jones on a
yes, take it.
for 10 million.
We won't, bro. Listen, I will drive him there myself. I'll go pick him up, bro.
Can you imagine TJ like Harry Redknapp just hanging out of the window like?
I'm going to put the big one to you now. We're either going to hit the nail on the head or you're going to die laughing. Kakar.
No, there's no big one, I'm afraid, Gary. No, we tried to hook a big one, but he got away. So
I guarantee you, don't be surprised if you see Rojo in an Arsenal shirt soon.
Another one, bro. Listen, I will pay for his flight. I will do everything, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, man.
We can sort that out.
I don't have much hope, unfortunately. I do feel sorry for Arteta. I pray and hope he gets the backing that he deserves so we can have a full tilt next year at the Premier League. But I don't hold that much hope. I'm not going to lie. I don't hold that much hope, to tell the truth.
Mr. K.A., in terms of transfer prospects, obviously the truth brought up Thomas Partey and the foolishness that goes on there. But as a fan, I know we all know what the Arsenal board is like and it's not going to happen. But as a fan, along with Thomas Partey, what other areas would you be looking for to bring players in?
Mate, I've already voiced it, man. The one I'm looking for is Ismail Sarr. We should nab him right.
Watford's been relegated, so
don't let him pack his bags and head down to the Championship, man. Just tell him that. I saw on Twitter people are saying lock the door, don't let him leave. I was all for that, retweeting all of those tweets.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen him much, so I don't. I've seen a few clips of him, but I haven't seen him. So
he's a good prospect. I'll put it that way. Like he's not.
How he is.
He's not Delafeu, but he's raw. But you can see there's something there if he works with the right coach in it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Arteta could mold him. Like again, I don't know how long Arteta can ride on he's worked with Pep, so people taught him, but hopefully he's learned from Pep that where he's taught certain players who have been kind of like all over the place, i.e. Sterling, for example, and turned him into looking like a world beater on his day. So hopefully, if we can get someone like Sarr, I would love it actually, because we don't that's not a side that we need to address, going back to your question. The wings where Sarr would play, he'd probably play on the right. I think that's the only place I've really seen him play. So we don't really need addressing on that side, but if we can get a Sarr and then add it onto the areas we do need, like a centre-back. We've talked about this on the previous videos. The centre-back midfield area, depending on what happens with Aubameyang, we might need someone to come in and support him, because that might be his demands. He might say, I can't be scoring 30 goals. Obviously, he wants to score 30 goals, but he says, I can't be relied upon to score 30 goals for this team to do okay. I need some help. So we may need another striker to sort of like back up the group. Because Nketiah, he's still young. he did okay for when he came into the team, but he's still young. Lacazette, he's hit and miss. He can be hot and cold. It's only Aubameyang who you can really rely on. So, centre back, midfield, that spine that I talked about in the previous video. If you can sort that out, I'll be happy. Trust Ismail Sarr.
just on that, if because I'm gonna tie it into Abba.
Yeah.
If Thomas Partey, Ismail Sarr, and a centre back, everyone's talking. It seems to be talking about Nathan Ake as well. Would that, and obviously with the FA Cup win, which leads into the Europa, is that enough for Abba to say, yeah, I'm gonna commit? The team's gonna be built around me, but I'm gonna commit and say I can see where it's going. I can see what you lot are trying to do. And with Arteta, is that enough for him to say, yeah, I'm going to put pen to paper, obviously money as well?
I think from what we've seen so far, there's two ways that this is going to go. He hasn't signed yet, which tells me that he's about 75% thinking in his mind that he's going to leave. The only way he's going to change his mind is if the board act quickly and the team act quickly and recruit the right players. So he's be like, yes, we are moving in the right direction. If we don't recruit quickly and we, as Coach KA said, we do it the Arsenal way, I don't think he's going to stay. I honestly feel that if we just mess around again, he's going to go. And I think he's already 75 made up in mind he's going to go. Or he would have signed that contract as soon as. He's looking to see how things go. If not, I think he's out the door. And I think that's why we're actually looking to get the Thomas Partey deal done as soon as possible. But obviously, we're still doing it the Arsenal way somehow.
It's only going to be in installments.
That's what it is now.
Man said an installment for 45 million.
Yeah. A mil every year. In terms of Sarr, though, what I'm saying, though, if you're looking at Sarr, I would love to go and skip Sarr and go straight for someone like my boy, St. Allen, Maximum.
Hey.
I would love to go get him. Let's go raid Newcastle. Let's go raid Newcastle, man. These players.
Not for me, man.
The sellers,
Hey, listen, can I just jump in?
Yeah, of course not, man.
Both of you need to shut the
What? Let's go raid Newcastle, man.
If he moves somewhere, he ain't moving to Arsenal. The boy is somewhere big. Yeah. And second of all, talking about Arsenal, I don't like. Oh, bruv, you will wish you had him.
I don't.
Wish you had him.
Hey, Maximum is a talent, fam.
Man, even Trevino 2.0, man.
No. Hey, don't disrespect him like that. Hey,
Trevino
2.0, you know.
Ow. I don't want him.
You're violating, bro. But just to wrap up on Arsenal.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, Partey, as I said, Partey, maybe a winger and a centre back. Abba signs a new contract.
Have you heard about the sorry to interrupt, the Coutinho rumor?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
KA, go on about Coutinho.
No, there's rumors about Coutinho that there's talks about him like coming. He wants to come back to London. So Arsenal's name is out there. Chelsea's name is out there.
Who can afford it?
No, to be honest, Chelsea's getting Havertz, so I don't see that happening.
Yeah, that's not.
That's just like if they were to get that as well, that's being greedy.
Yeah, Havertz, like Tottenham as well and Leicester.
Two? What are you saying, Two?
Yeah, Havertz is not confirmed yet, right?
More or less.
More.
He's confirmed it himself that he wants to go. Like it's gonna be done. It's only the price that they're deliberating on. That's about it. They said that no other team is no longer involved because the money's too much. Only PSG, Chelsea can afford him. PSG aren't in the running for him. It's only Chelsea right now.
That Chelsea team is going to look fire, but that's for another day. But yeah, with Coutinho, what do you think at Arsenal? Would you like him?
We can't afford him. We cannot afford. How could we possibly? He got sold to Barca for 130. Barca are looking even half of that we can't afford.
Bruv, this is the same team that's trying to pay 45 million in installments, bruv. And you're
Hey, we can't even afford 45 million. We're trying to pay 25 and a player. We're trying to give them David Luiz or something. We're trying to give them David Luiz, fam. Or Socrates or something.
That is mad. But yeah, just best case scenario, you get the players in that Arteta wants. Abba signs the new deal. What is a realistic expectation for Arsenal Football Club next season if everything goes to plan?
It's top 4.
Okay, really?
Has to be.
Go on.
Top 4. It has to be. I'd say at least challenge for top 4. Like, I think he'll be forgiven if he put up a challenge and he ended up in 5th. Like, if he had a season like Wolves, where Wolves were always hovering around the 5th, 6th, 7th spot, the outside shot on the final day to get to Champions League. Like that, I think that would be an acceptable season.
I think
fans will be happy with it.
I think top 4 is possible, but seeing what other teams are going to do this season in regards to Chelsea and United, who currently have the top 4 places, I think it's not asking a lot to overthrow them, because I think both teams have their weaknesses. Man United have Ole, Chelsea have that defense, and if they're not addressed, then I think we can sneak in there. But we are playing catch up. Winning the FA Cup is a blessing and a curse. Going into that Europa League is not going to be nice. If
I pray you lot win it. I pray you lot win it.
Like, it's blessing because I won the FA Cup, but if there's a way that we could win the FA Cup and not get Europa League,
no. I only wanted you lot to win it, so you go in the Europa League, so it's more games.
That's the thing.
Well, we'll be the qualifiers, won't we? If we win it, it's not like
FA Cup. No, FA Cup goes straight into. So Tottenham would actually go into qualifiers if we win the FA Cup. Let's just break financial FFP and then get kicked out of Europe. I think that would suit us perfectly because the only way we're going to get top 4 is if we don't have Europe next season. If we have Europe, I think we're just going to be looking at flipping 5th, 6th.
No, but then you play the second team, third stringers like the Smith.
It's not that. It's not that. It's the fact that you have to play on Sunday or Monday, and you're always playing catch up. Like, the teams always play before you, and you're always playing catch up on the Sunday or Monday, and it's not good. Like, I love our Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. I think we must have had that once or twice this season. That's about it. And it's better. You play Saturday, you get a day off Sunday, you're relaxing to whenever. But nah, not for me. If we have Europa, not top 4. I'm more looking at top 5. Maybe get Champions League by winning the Europa League. That's about it.
And Mr. K, you think top 4?
Yeah, no. Well, as I said, at least making an honest challenge for it. You can forgive them if it was an honest challenge and not getting top 4. You'd be happy with that. Like, Wolves fans are happy right now. So I think Arsenal fans will be, if they're honest with themselves, they'll be happy with a similar season. But I think FA Cup.
Been at what's his name? Esposito.
Yeah.
What, the Wolves manager?
Oh, Wolves manager.
Yeah. What's his name?
Nuno
Esposito, something like that. Yeah. Nuno Esposito.
Yeah. Everyone has got it.
Espo Mandem. How long has he been at? Wolves for?
I think he's been there about 4 years.
Yeah, about 4 years now, because he got them up from the Championship, innit?
Because, like, for me, I can't see, and I respect your point of view, Mr. Africa, bruv, but yeah, bro. I think it's just going to take a little bit more time for Arteta to get top 4, even to challenge honestly for top 4. I think it's going to be tough, man. These teams are developing. You guys always mention this has become a team sport now. So the signings you pick have to fit that system perfectly. And Arteta doesn't. I mean, I know he's working on a system, but he doesn't have that system down. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, like, I think there's going to be a lot of trial and error, a lot of experimenting.
I agree. I fully agree. My best case scenario is that we have a Liverpool type season in the second season, but then obviously that came without Europa League football. So We'll see how it goes. I have full faith in him. I'm gonna give Arteta a full 5 years. I'm not gonna get in his case about anything because I know the limitations that he's having to play with, and but I've seen enough from him to know that give him time, he will get us back up there. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yes, and that is the thoughts on Arsenal's season finishing in 8th. They've got the FA Cup final coming up this Saturday against Chelsea. Hopefully Arsenal win, so they've got Europa League football next season. But yeah, we are now going to move on to Tooth and his Magpies, bro.
Tsunami.
13th place finish, 44 points.
Let me just jump in and say, Manager of the Year, Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce. He's definitely up there. Definitely up there. Tooth, right. I can hear from your. I can hear and see because people can't see you, but I can see from the funds up. You are delighted with the way how the season went. Right. Just sum it up for me, bro.
Right, but just to add to Manager of the Year, Ballon d'Or for my boy. One goal. That's it. That's what we're getting. 40 million, one goal. Bad man, bro. Bad man. You know what I mean? But I don't understand why Bobby Firmino gets all this praise. It should be Joe Linton.
Freaking heck. Man said Joe Linton.
Man.
Jokes aside though. Yeah, delighted, man. Steve Bruce done it for us. Obviously, when he first came in, wasn't too optimistic, given his track record in the Premier League and obvious ties with Sunderland. It was difficult to kind of accept him. But he done his, bruv, he put in bits, man. He came out with the conditions he went into the job with, the team he was given, and the conditions he was under whilst working. Bruv, we couldn't have asked for anything better. Do you know what I mean? Like, getting out of that relegation battle and then putting a modest season together. Do you know what I mean? It paid off for us and it done us well. Yeah, as far as next season, I have no idea, but for this season, yeah, it was a good. It was
just on next season. No one knows what Newcastle is going to be next season because this owner situation, bruv, it coming like a series of Sunset Beach, bruv.
Oh no, bruv, them Channel 5 days, you get me, bruv. Sunset Beach, WCW, bruv, drama all day long.
I'm telling you, but let's just say that all goes well. The Saudis come in. What is the prospect of Steve Bruce given another chance to do next season?
Highly unlikely, but I wouldn't be surprised at the same time. I mean, bruv, there's news every few hours coming out, and it's always recycled, the same shit that we've been hearing from the beginning of this whole saga. So every week they're coming out, oh, decisions coming soon, and oh, Ashley has been talking to the other American guy, and Rafa Benitez has been linked with the job now. There's all it's the same stories we've been hearing for last three months or so. So it's hard to tell, man. It's really hard to tell. Everyone's been saying the same thing.
I hear that. But if they do come in in terms of what you're expecting transfer-wise,
I don't think they'll keep him. I think they'll get rid of him. They might give him a few runner games, just to, not look like savages. They might give him a few runner games and then just, let him go and bring someone more.
It might be like Everton, though. You know how they had Duncan and then Ancelotti came in. So and then they put Duncan on the staff.
Nah, Bruce ain't a mug like that, fam. He's not a second. He's not an assistant coach, man.
He's not, but if he wants to keep a job, then
savage,
respect Steve Bruce, bro. Respect.
I know,
Steve,
man.
I think after the season that Newcastle have, especially, I think it'd be very. You can understand it because obviously the big money's coming. They're going to be looking for big money signings, but you got to respect what the man's done. I mean, the guy was literally going to get crucified, bro, for taking the role. Everyone was putting Newcastle to be relegated or finish 17th, and he's come out and not only did he make them safe, but he made them safe with games to spare. So. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got to show Steve Bruce a little bit of respect. So either get rid of him straight away, or you keep him for the season and see what happens. Like you can't be trying to tell man he's going to be caretaker manager for like 5 games, bro.
Yeah, you have to remember as well. At the start of the season, the Newcastle fans weren't even going to the stadium, so this guy had to, to get them through that time. It was ridiculous, but he done it. For me, I would say. Pay him off, give him a good payoff. If the new owners come in, give him a decent payoff, a good 20 mil will do him good. Say, well done, you've done a good job, because I would hate for him to just go like, give him 5 games, he lost 3 out of 5, and then sack him. I don't think that's right. I think just give him a nice payoff if the new owners come in, and that's it. I don't think he deserves to get sacked.
Tooth?
No, I know, man. Yeah, I mean, like, I couldn't agree more, but we'll just see. I mean, I think they're going to be ruthless and just get rid of him. Because, yeah, man, they're trying to make a statement, right? They're trying, like, obviously, if we do get taken over, we're going to be the world's richest club, which basically means that we should be the world's most powerful club, which basically means you can't have Steve Bruce as a fucking manager. Like, how the fuck are you going to lead this all-powerful, almighty army and Steve Bruce is your fucking manager, bruv? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just not going to work, bruv.
Imagine it, though. Imagine top of the table club. Steve Bruce fighting on the last day for a Premier League title.
We're talking about if this project goes through, you've got to think like Marvel Universe levels. We're talking about like Tony Stark's trying to get the Hulk in, trying to get Captain. You got to have Steve Bruce in there, bro. Work, bro. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna work out. But yeah, man, like he was my biggest surprise this year. Like, on the WhatsApp group we were talking about that stuff. He was definitely my biggest surprise.
Yeah,
I hear that. And what about your two? Like, say they don't come in and we're stuck with Mike Ashley in terms of keeping the likes
25 mil. 25 mil. Give me Allen.
In terms of keeping the players like Almiron and Saint Maximan, do you think you can keep them if the takeover doesn't happen?
Well, I'll tell you this much, we are getting taken over one way or another, because Ashley has confirmed he's not staying at the club, period. So it's either going to be the Saudis, like, take over, or this American guy that's been talked about as the second option or the backup, he's going to take over. So Ashley's not going to stay at the club. Now, basically, depending on the new owners and what they're like, it depends if Maxi gets sold. If the Saudis come in, we're definitely keeping Maxi. If the new owner comes in, from what I've read, he wants to deploy a similar strategy to how Liverpool have come up in the last few years.
Yeah.
So I would presume under his ownership, we would still keep Maxi as well. However, if Ashley was still to be, owner for us next season, for sure, you guys would have got him, and you guys would have paid. You guys, you guys would have paid.
How many goals he scored this season? 3 goals.
It doesn't matter about goals.
5 assists.
He's setting up flipping Joe Linton. What do you expect?
5 assists.
What do you expect? He gives the ball to Joe Linton. Joe Linton goes boozing into the corner flag, man. Nah, come on. Put respect to his name. Imagine sitting Maxi with Oba. Tell me something. Sending it to Oba to finish.
But hey, let me just say this, Mr. Africa, bruv, Again, you're so off the mark,
Mr. KA, bro. Hey, I don't know
listen, my man has shown the kind of quality this season that warrants a move to like a Bayern to like a Real or to like a Barca.
I agree.
And I'll tell you why.
How's man laughing so hard he's gone out of screen, bro?
I know. This is wrong with you, bro.
Man, I thought you were gonna say like an Everton, bro.
What? Bro, you must be mad, bro. You must be clearly not.
You need to put respect on his name.
Bro, seriously, like the
I thought it was on the head, man. That's nice style.
You have to take into consideration a few things. First thing you have to take into consideration is that this is his debut season. So he's moving to a new culture, a new club, a new system, new teammates, everything. Next thing you need to consider is his age. He's 23. He's a young man. He's not a prospect, but still, he's young in the game. He's immature. He's naive. Yeah. Final thing you need to consider as well is that what he's done at the club and the performances he's put in might not been reflected in numbers in terms of goals and assists, but have definitely caught the eye of some of the most elite teams out there, including Arsenal, which I won't say is an elite team, but still a big team. Do you know what I mean?
Guys chucking shade as a Newcastle fan, you know, shit.
It's my fault. It's my bad to say that.
No, but my point being is, those teams that I've just thrown out there, like Barca and Real, they're aging now. They need these kind of players. Yeah. You know what I mean? They need these kind of young but fucking potential superstars in their teams. So he is definite, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if a top 4 from any country came in with a bid for him.
Like man, like it.
Under Ashley, we would have sold him easily, basically.
Yeah, you would have. All jokes aside, though, no, he has been a good player this season. He has been great. I honestly feel that Arsenal will be too big of a step up. Right now, as you said, he's 23, first time in the league, but he is a good, maybe in like 2-3 seasons, like another season at Newcastle, then maybe he can step up. But
that's not going to be right, because in 2-3 seasons, this guy's going to be worth 160 mil or something. So I say get him now when his numbers aren't high. If his numbers rise,
if he stays at Newcastle, he's not going to be 160 mil in Newcastle.
With his new owners, he might.
With the new owners, they could charge anything.
Bro, you guys don't know about the history of, bro. We're the club that sold Andy Carroll for fucking 35 mil. You know, we're the club
that's the British tag on it, man.
But bro, listen, at the time that transfer went through, I'm sure that was like 200 mil in the current value of the fucking pound, bro. Trust me. Ashley does business, bro. If there's one thing you need to know about Ashley, bro, my man does fucking business.
Just a question too, actually, on Dwight Gale.
Yeah.
I rate this guy highly, you know. I rate Dwight Gale highly.
Don't say it.
No, as in not for a big side, but in terms of his goals, like important goals. Like I just want to hear your thoughts on Dwight Gale. Like, just, you know,
up until the last few games of the season, I thought he was championship quality.
Yeah.
Straight. Well, one of those players that will smash it in the championship. Never can.
He did smash in the championship.
He did smash in the championship, actually.
Yeah, he always smashes it in the championship. But he's like one of those players. Like, you remember that fucking Welsh dude, the mixed race.
Earnshaw.
Oh my God, Robert Earnshaw.
Bro, I swear to God, no, bro. He reminds me of Earnshaw, bro. You get me? Like,
hey, that's disrespectful, man.
Bro, he reminds me of them Kevin Phillips kind of players, bro. You get me?
Hey, Phillips back in the Premier League. I swear he scored 30 goals in the Premier League one season.
Bro, he got a 1 year, bro.
Yeah. Disrespect these legends, fam.
Bro, fuck Kevin Phillips. You're talking
to it's because the Sunderland guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why. Yeah.
We had Alan Shearer, the god of all gods, the king of all kings.
Hey, don't mention that. TJ's not Shearer's biggest fan, fam. Hey, but yeah, TJ puts Adebayor over Alan Shearer.
Trust me. Bro, yeah, in terms of Premier League quality, last few games he killed it, but I think that just might be a run of form he's on. I don't think it's Premier League quality.
Fair enough.
I hear that. Two, just to wrap up on Newcastle. Obviously, as I said, we're in limbo. We don't know what's going to happen. But if the takeover does happen and players are brought in, because obviously a checkbook's going to be unlimited, so we can't even say what players could come in because we don't actually know. But if certain amount of players come in, with or without Steve Bruce, with the new owners, is it now time for Newcastle to stop looking at the relegation side of things and start to look becoming a mid-table? What is your expectations for next season in terms of where you're finishing if and when the takeover takes place?
Yeah, if it's Steve Bruce, it's another survival. You know, we need to establish ourselves as a Premier League team, so nothing too ambitious, just make sure we stay in the league. Because, you know, we were relegated twice in the space of 5 years. So, you know, we don't want to be one of those teams like West Brom who just keep going up and down, or, you know, one of those fucking
teams,
championship teams that always make the jump every season but then get relegated again. So, establish survival if it's under Steve Bruce. If it's under new ownership with, you know, the Arab money, then, bruv, bring in Gareth Bale and Ronaldo. Try and get Cavani.
He would gladly join.
Cavani, bruv.
You know what I mean? I like a little bit of Thiago Silva at the back. Do you get me? Like
David Luiz.
Yeah, nah. We'll pass on that one. No,
Hey, you guys better be careful though, because I know, you know, you guys are a huge attraction, big stadium, Newcastle classic name, but Leeds are back up. So, you know, if you guys don't move quickly, those Arabs are going to be like, hey, let's go get Leeds.
Yeah, and I'm sure Leeds are looking at a lot of the teams in the Premier League thinking, like, licking their lips, thinking, yeah, we got this. You know what I mean?
With Bielsa, bruv, they can do anything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's wrapped up on Newcastle. Excellent staying up. Steve Bruce does a wonderful job. And obviously, we'll have to watch this space on what happens with the takeover and whether or not Steve Bruce will still be at the club in the unlimited checkbook to the likes of Cavani and Gareth Bale and David Luiz. But we are now going to move on to Man United. They finished third.
United.
What was it?
Best finish since Mourinho.
66 points, which would have made you finish 66 points, which would have made you finish 6th in any of the previous 3 seasons. Wow. There's been no progress whatsoever, but somehow, some way, they managed to get third. Throw questions, because
Listen.
Okay.
Can I just say one time? Let's go for jugular. Let's just fucking go. All 3 of us. Just
I can't even because I'm upset. I'm salty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm salty that they got third. I'm salty that they got top 4. Not because that they didn't deserve. It's mainly because Ole got away with murder. Like the football that he did for the restart, he got away with murder. The last game against Leicester, again, got away with murder. Imagine Leicester were the better side and they have had how many players missing? Game. I know, but Leicester were the better side. They had the chances. United had 1 or 2. Obviously, United got the penalty. Their trademark 21st of the season, and got away with it. But all said and done, no one's going to remember at the end of the day next season that they just snuck top 4. What are the prospects? Now you got top 4. What should be the next step for United for next season?
Ollie out.
Ollie in.
Ole out, you know. Ole realistic, like he's earned.
Yeah.
Whether or not we agree,
yes.
His next season now.
Look, he's gonna be there, much to the detriment of a lot of people. So he's gonna be there. So realistically, this is so difficult to talk about because I can't stand him. But look,
I was about to tear up there. He was looking up in the sky like.
Look, we got third. I can't say I'm not happy that we're back in the Champions League. We've got Champions League football back. That's the only positive I can take out of the season. In terms of what happened next season, obviously the main thing is Jadon. Getting Jadon in. I think I read something from James Cooper saying that Ollie's primary is Jadon. Getting centre midfielder and getting a centre back in. So I'm down the route of really and truly what kind of Arsenal are trying to do. Get Jadon in. I mean, if we can get Partey for 45, go and get Thomas Partey. And at centre back, as I said, Nathan Ake is there. Bournemouth have been relegated, so we don't have to spend big money trying to get Nathan Ake in as well. I think with those three, I think I said it in the last one, with those three in, that team should, if Arsenal's transfer window doesn't go the way how it's supposed to, that should cement 4th place for us next season.
Not
realistically.
challenge?
No, not challenge, nowhere near. We're nowhere near. We will never, ever challenge with Ollie in charge. Never. Never.
I don't see a challenge right now.
Challenge.
But don't you think you guys need to be looking, because what you guys don't want is to be fighting for top 4. Because what happens, you fight for top 4 and that gets you, like us, that became our level. We never were serious title challengers. And you get stuck there. And anytime you dip below, you're out the top 4.
Oh,
That's a huge drop.
The thing is, what we got to understand is that City and Liverpool are miles away. And City are going to go out and buy 2 centre-backs, right? So them buying the 2 centre-backs and probably try and bring in another winger, they're going to be there with Liverpool fighting to the end for the title. It'll be interesting what Liverpool do in the transfer window, because I don't think Klopp's trying to do much out there. So it'll be interesting to see what Liverpool do in terms of them going again. But those two are fighting out for the title. Chelsea, it's a season too early, purely because they're going to have so many new parts and they're going to need to gel and be cohesive. But I think Chelsea are nailed on 3rd. So my whole thing is that United, with that team, if we get the players that we need, it's nailed on. And Arsenal have the transfer window, because we know Spurs ain't going to spend any money. So I say that cements 4th. Don't be wrong. Third should be a challenge. But again, with Ollie, it's not going to happen, bruv. It's not going to happen at all. As I said, it's freestyle football. It's send them out and let the players do what they want and hope for the best. We saw it against Leicester. There's never a plan. There's no system. There's no tactics. But as I said in the last one, these dumb United fans will praise him, especially because he got 3rd as well, even though 6 points in the previous 3 seasons would have let you finish 6. He got 3rd. So I can't say anything about him. I just say credit to him, because at the end of the day, you have to give credit where credit is due. Leicester were 14 points ahead before the restart, and he clawed it back, and we finished 4 points above them.
More like Leicester threw it away.
So Leicester threw it away, but at the same time, you got to give Ollie the credit that you got the players to get where they needed to get to. But I don't expect any of the teams, because as I said, at the end of the day, Chelsea didn't perform to what we're used to. Arsenal didn't perform to what they're used to. Spurs didn't perform to what they were used to. Wolves were there or thereabouts, so they're always going to be there or thereabouts. Leicester obviously overachieved. And we've got to put into consideration as well that Ancelotti will get his team playing better at Everton. So you throw all those components in, 66 points will not get you 3rd next season.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right? It will not get you 3rd. It won't get you into the top 4. But as we said, if Ollie gets better players in, they're individuals, they can go out and they can win you the game, and he'll be doing his freestyle football, and we'll be stuck with him. As I said, in December, when we're 12th, right, and everyone's still chanting his name, or, well, the diehards that are idiots, but then you've got the ones in between that are going to be like, oh, why were we cheering for this guy last season, bruv? Like, we're gonna see it. Like, there's going to be no challenge. But it's very difficult for me, because I'm a Man United fan, diehard Man United fan. I want to see my team do well, but at the same time, I'm like, I want this man out of my club as soon as possible, bro. As soon as possible. So it's kind of one of them ones where I hate to see them fail, but you're kind of like, I want him out, because unless they fail, he's always going to be there. But you know he's not going to challenge either. So it's one of them ones where you're just stuck with him competing for 4th and 5th. Yeah, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, so pretty comprehensive, man. I can't really disagree with anything you said. I'm a fan of always giving managers time, but I don't like seeing. I give managers time that have some substance. You know, the Arteta, Poch, these type of guys. I like giving them time, but Ole, I don't see much from him at all. So as I said, I'm angry that he got that that first spot, because I didn't think he deserved it. You've mentioned your transfers. I think United should be challenging for the Prem at least, because I do think they are the third best team right now, and there's, I think they have to challenge. What are your thoughts on Champions League next season? You were out of it this year, back in it next year. How far do you want to go in the Champions League, or are you going to go far enough, and is it going to affect your Premiership form?
It all depends on what teams we get in the Champions League. I think we'll be in the second pot. I do believe we could be maybe the first, but I think more the second, because we've been in and out in the second pot. And it all depends on what we get. If we get some group of death, bruv, we're not even making Europa League. It's just going to be like straight forth with Ollie, bruv. With Ollie, we're just going to be straight forth in the group stage. If we can get a favourable draw, which we tend to do in the Champions League group stage at least, second place is an option behind the top team in pot one. But realistically, Ollie or not, we should be looking to get to the quarterfinals as a minimum. Get out of the group stage and then quarterfinals at a minimum. That's realistically. With Ollie, bro, if we make it to the last 16, it's an accomplishment. In all honesty, because unlike in the Premier League, in Europe, these teams will expose you for what you are, and you just can't hide in the Champions League. One mistake can cause a goal, and especially with Maguire and Lindelof at centre back, and Matic, who does screen well and reads the game well, but hasn't got the legs, it's gonna be a problem. But I've said, and also you got to factor in is that we've got the Europa League, this European tournament thing in August, so that's dependent on how far we go in that and how much rest we get before the Premier League starts again. But in terms of Champions League, there's many factors that can go for and against, but the quarterfinal is the minimum requirement that we should have going into next season with the players that we have and the players that we could potentially get.
Fair enough. Just very quickly, 5 players United that need to go.
5.
Yeah, I know there's more than 5, but 5, 5 straight away.
All right, Phil Jones, Rojo, Pereira,
okay,
De Gea.
Whoa,
and
that's a big one.
And as much as I love him, Juan Mata. Oh no, sorry, Sanchez. I didn't say Chris Smalling because I want him to stay, but I know he's gonna go.
Smaldini, yeah.
Smaldini, bro. Man's doing bits in Italy right now. Bro, man's doing better than Harry Maguire and Lindelof right now, bro.
Fair enough.
But yes.
What manager do you think United could tempt away? That is there a top manager out there at the moment who you can tempt away? Obviously, Man United is a big draw. Any manager would love to come there with Champions League football. So, is there any manager out there on the edge that could be you can give a nudge to come over?
Wenger.
He wants Wenger. He's too busy running UEFA, bro.
Wenger's doing corporate right now. But realistic, obviously, Poch is out there. I'd love to have Poch. I know, as I said, a lot of people will say he hasn't won anything, but he has a system and he has a style of play. So Poch is out there. In terms of tempting anyone away, realistically, all the managers at the top clubs, they're settled. Like, you're not gonna. I know we discussed it last time about Zidane at Real Madrid. He's not going to leave there after all that he's accomplished. Obviously, now that Klopp's won the league at Liverpool, he'll never go to United, which hurts me a lot because that's who I wanted after Fergie. You got Tuchel at PSG. I think if he doesn't do anything next season, I think he'll be gone from PSG. Young coach trying to play football a certain type of way, but it just hasn't worked. I don't know much about him, but he could be another one that could potentially go to United. And obviously, what is his name?
Nagelsmann.
No, not him. The one that left Juve.
Allegri.
And Allegri's obviously out of work. So if Man United wanted to go down that route with the experience route, they could as well. So those are potential names that could happen. But I think in terms of prizes anyway from any of the elite clubs, don't get me wrong. One thing I will say, Oli will leave United in a better place than any of the other managers that have been since Fergie, in a better place in terms of the players and the ages that the players are. Yeah. So it will be good. It will tempt other managers to take it, but if you're already at the big clubs and you got your players, you're not going to leave for United. You're just not.
You know, if Newcastle get taken over next season, and Steve Bruce is giving his people,
oh, bro, no chance, brother. I don't want no more United legends going into management at Old Trafford, bro. Like, we just leave it. We'll leave that alone, bro. We'll leave it with Oli, bro. But yeah. But yes, guys. Just to wrap up, we are gonna do the team of the season. So get your thinking hats on. We are going to start from in goal. So, like, obviously, we are trying to wrap up. So, keep it as brief as possible. But we're going to start with you, the truth, goalkeeper.
You mentioned Pope before when we were discussing it. I don't have a problem with Pope. I think he's been very good. Pope or Henderson for me, being the two outstanding keepers. Take your pick for me if it's one of those two. I think they've both been brilliant.
Mr. K.A.?
I'll probably give it to, I'll say Henderson or Pope. Maybe, obviously Edison's out there, but he plays for Man City, so I'll probably give it to. I'll give it to Pope. I do like Henderson, but I think Pope takes it just because he tied with Edison for the goalie now. So.
Two.
Was it tied with him? Didn't he?
No. Edison won it by one.
He needed one more.
Clean season. Yeah. Two.
Edison, all day.
Edison, all day. For me, I think Nick Pope and Burnley have had an outstanding season. Nick Pope should be England's number one as well because Jordan Pickford right now, bro.
Oh, God.
Oh, my Lord. Like, honestly, bro. Man's coming like clutching the crown like now, bro. Like, it's a mad thing. But yeah, Nick Pope is pretty. Dean Henderson has had a good season, hence why I said De Gea, because I think he should become our number one and we put all our things in him.
Yeah.
But Nick Pope. Right.
What's that commitment though at Man United?
100%. Right back, Mr. K.A. We're gonna start with you.
Only one place.
It won't take long. Trent.
Yeah, Trent all day. Even though he's not a great defender, Trent all day. His numbers are too much.
Two.
Bruv, fuck it. Fuck Trent. I'm not agreeing with that, but anyone else but him.
Come on, man.
Give us a name then. Give us a name.
I think cases can be made for. I agree, Trent as well. Like, it's the only one, but I think cases can be made for Wan-Bissaka defensively.
Cases can be made, but I just don't think going forward.
I said defensively, Mr. K. I didn't say going forward because the fact of the matter is that defensively he's had a better season than Trent.
Yes.
Overall package. Trent is.
Exactly. Yeah. Hold on. One's defensive, the other one's attacking. So Trent can't defend. He just plays in a system that allows him not to defend.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get a case can be for Wan-Bissaka, and also shout out. Obviously, he'll get overlooked because he plays at City, but Kyle Walker's had a good season for Man City. Like Joao Cancelo.
I don't think he has defensively.
He has. Bro, most of their goals have come from centre back.
I know they've come.
But
okay, fair enough.
If you look at him and the way how he improved, especially with Joao Cancelo, who was bought to take his place.
I know to take. Yeah, he did step up.
He did step up, but I think Trent is.
As you said, special mention to obviously, as you said, Walker, and to someone that went under the radar but has been, I thought, amazing this season. Doherty.
Yes, that's who
he has been immense.
He's been really good.
So he went on the radar, so special mention to him.
Yeah,
I would say.
He's been good.
Centre backs, Truth. 2 centre backs.
I
think one's nailed on. We just need the other one.
One is nailed on in Van Dijk, but not because he's been amazing this season. I thought he was better last season. This season he's had a lot more errors, and he hasn't been as solid. But his presence alone makes Liverpool a better side. So he just nailed on in there. And I think I'm gonna have to give it. I know Cody missed. I think he missed a few months, Cody for Wolves. But I think when he's in that Wolves team, they just look so solid. So
Cody over Bolly? You would take Cody over Bolly?
Is Bolly more on the left? Plays more on the left?
I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
But I know that
it's just 2 centre backs, bro.
Cody. I prefer Cody. I think Cody's as their captain. I know he missed a few months, but when he's there for me, he's been solid. So I definitely put Cody and Van Dijk.
Mr. KA?
I was trying to work my brain. I couldn't really get past David Luiz, but no.
This guy, man.
I'm joking. Mustafi, man. I'm really joking. I'm trying to rack my brain to see who's up there because there's
any I'll say take your pick out of any Sheffield United centre back as well. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking like them as well, like the Eagles and the Connors overlapping.
Yeah,
they did the job there, but I'm trying to think of someone established who I can say yes. Because I've seen some lists. They've had Soyuncu on there, but I don't know if I would put him in. I don't know if I'd put him in. Maybe last season, but I don't know about this season.
I would put him in. He's not a bad shot. I did actually overlook Soyuncu. I think he's been solid as well.
Leicester they haven't had a good.
I know end. Yeah, the end.
They had the end from Christmas. They started to falter. So.
But you wouldn't say defensively though. You wouldn't say like they were always defensively bad. I just thought their players got tired and they just got tired. And then the football that they play is high energy, and the players just got tired. I remember they got loads of young players, so I wouldn't put it down to the defense. I thought Soyuncu's been very good this season. So that's a good shout.
Tooth, you got any other names that you want to throw in there?
No, man. I like Soyuncu. I would throw him in there.
I think Van Dijk. Yeah. I think a special mention needs to go out to Tarkowski for Burnley, and O'Connell for Sheffield United as well because they've been solid. But I think I'll go with Van Dijk and Soyuncu at centre back for sure.
I can accept that.
Left back, is there even the point?
Yeah, Tierney, mate, he's got it wrapped up.
Is there even a point?
You know what?
He deserves a shout. He deserves a shout.
Yeah, he does. Shout out to Tierney.
Shout
out to Saka when he's played at left back. I thought he's been good at left back. Shout out to Brandon Williams on his first season. I thought he's been. I've actually liked him.
Saka, but they're not team of the season names though.
I know. But so for team of the season, Robertson. You can't look past him.
We actually missed one out for right back, you know.
Who?
Pereira.
No, do you know who I think we missed out? Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta is a good shout as well at left back.
They're good mentions, but not better than Trent. Pereira, as I said, was amazing at the start because of Leicester's tail off. He tailed off more than most because
he got injured.
You got injured.
That's why, yeah. How long was he out for? It was 6 weeks though. He was out.
No, he's been out. No, he was out for the whole of quarantine.
Oh, is it?
The whole of the restart, he was out.
Oh, shame. I thought because initially said 6 weeks. I thought he came back.
Season-ending injury.
That's probably why they lost it.
No, probably.
Trust me. Along with others.
You know who else needs to mention, bruv?
Here we go.
Zinchenko, bruv. My boy. I thought
Zinchenko.
Zinchenko.
No, I'm sorry. Zinchenko cost me fantasy points, man. Don't mention Zinchenko, fam. He cost me fantasy points.
So I I think it's agreed that Robinson.
Robinson.
Are we just because we've done about? Are we doing 4-3-3 or 4-4-2?
You're cool, man.
All right, we'll do 4-3-3. All right. Midfield 3.
Yeah, you got to have KDB.
Yeah,
He's actually hard, you know.
Obviously,
It
KDB.
might best be 4-4-2.
I don't know. I don't think it's hard. I think KDB. That's a given. Like his numbers don't lie. Holding midfielder, I would give it to Fabinho. I think he's been better than Henderson. I don't know what this hype is about Henderson getting players this season.
It's all English politics. It's all English politics, bro.
Fabinho has been a mainstay, and the fact that we haven't talked about him shows what such a good job that he's done. No errors, no slips, no bad passes. He just tipped the game over. So Fabinho for me goes in there into that holding role. I think he's been immense. Shout out to Wijnaldum as well.
Who's the third?
Bruno. I think he's coming. His impact on United has been too big. I know it's only been half a season, but Bruno for me.
I'm not mad at that.
Mr. KA, any other names?
Yeah, so sorry, I'm not mad at that, but midfielders. I'm trying to think of some shout out.
I mean,
Joe Shelby, bruv. If you're thinking of a shout out.
Oh, mine is guy, bro. Someone pick him out, please.
You could put what's that Wolves guy?
Coutinho.
Coutinho's been both of them been solid.
Coutinho's been solid, but
I mean,
you
could put Grealish in there as well.
Yeah, I'll take that. For what he's done for Aston Villa.
I know he kept them up.
But what about Almiron at Newcastle, bruv? Because I think he's had a better season than Grealish. Straight.
So do I. No, so do I. I think Grealish
Almiron is a good shout.
I think
a good shout.
I think Bruno unbeaten for 14. I think how many Premier League games? I think
something around that.
Yeah, 14 Premier League games. Got Man United back into top 4. I think you can't look further than Bruno. I know he's got a lot of penalties.
Would Mane count as a midfielder or a forward?
Nah, forward.
Nah, forward. So we agreed Fabinho, KDB, and Bruno for the midfield 3.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, tough one.
Up front's hard. I think up front are gonna have loads of disagreements here.
The front 3.
I'm starting this one.
Two. Here we go. Right. Oh, here we go.
Go.
Bro, Joe Linton. That's it.
Oh my
this guy, man.
Did Joe Linton even score in any other competition, or was it just a 1 goal in the Premier League?
Bro, listen, this guy is the next Shola Amiobi, bro.
Oh man! But realistically, right?
Oh yeah. Realistically speaking, Mane for sure. What's his name?
Salah.
Yeah, of course, Salah, Mane.
Salah
I don't know for centre forward. I see you shaking your head, but I thought Salah had a decent season.
Yeah,
his
last season was better than this season, but he still had a decent.
Yeah, of course, but we can't expect him to hit the same heights every single season. I mean, it's tough. You know, it's tough, and I thought he'd done enough this season to warrant himself a strong core for team of the season.
Yeah,
I think I agree.
Well, for me personally,
centre forward, I'll go with Oba. By the way,
for me it was Mane, Sterling, and
you want to say about me again?
It's between Abba and Vardy. But
I wasn't
my whole thing
is you mentioned.
It's between Abba and Vardy, but I think I'm gonna go. Well, no, It's between three. It's between Abba, Vardy, and Ings. Right? We can't leave out Ings, bruv. Like what he's done at Southampton. Southampton.
For me, Ings is nailed on. Ings is nailed on for me.
Nah, how can you not look at bruv at Southampton?
But we're talking about a team that got hammered 9-0.
9-0, bruv.
Everyone, you know, of that 9-0, everybody, Southampton were relegated. So hey, give him his props, man. I'm sorry.
I give him his props that he's been able to last the season and get to that level that everyone knew he can get to. Give him his props for that. But
no one expected 22 goals from Ings, bruv.
I didn't.
But that was when people were thinking about Ings as the injury-prone player that can't play 2-3 games.
Even at Liverpool, even when he went to Liverpool, I didn't expect him to get that many goals.
Yeah, he was at Liverpool. He was just supposed to be a sub-striker. For him to come and get 22 goals for that. Look, you're talking about a Southampton team that don't even create a massive amount. He scored 20. For me, he's nailed on. He's nailed on for me.
What's your three?
So KA or to Truth?
Truth. We'll get your one after KA.
Ings for me is nailed on. I've been ridiculously impressed with his season. He's, more or less single-handedly kept Southampton up. Mane, I guess.
Come on, bro. He's been terrific.
I know he's been really good, but then you're looking at.
It's 3 spots. It makes it hard.
Yeah. Yeah, Mane, I just have to put. But then, Mane, I put in there.
I think out of the three, for me personally, I think Mane's nailed on. I think we can debate Sterling.
Yeah,
we can debate Sterling.
I think Sterling's very debatable because Sterling scored in bunches, not really had, all the way.
But he had his best scoring season.
I know, but remember a lot of his goals, if you look, where he scored a lot of doubles, loads of triples. Not like consistent all the way throughout. Last place is a hard one because I would put Oban in there, but it's like Oban don't really play on the right. But I guess
listen, that doesn't matter. Like,
if I'm forcing it, I guess I'll have to put Oban just because without him, we'll probably be back.
So what's your one? Mane, Ings, and Abba.
Yeah.
Mr. KA, any difference?
I think Aubameyang takes the first, but that's never been an Arsenal guy. He was joint top goal scorer last season, and he was 1 goal away from top goal scorer this season. Vardy, I give him an honorary mention because he was top goal scorer, but how many goals did he score in 2020? So that kind of puts me off Vardy.
That's mad, isn't it?
He scored all his goals before Christmas. And he scored, I think, 2 goals since.
That is crazy.
2, maybe 3 at most. So that's why crazy. Vardy is not a lock for me. So I think Mane had a good season. Mane had a good season. I can't really see anyone past Mane. So there'll be Mane, Aubameyang, and the last spot's a hard one. It's a hard one because man like Timu Puki had a great start in Chelsea.
Joe Linton, bro.
The last spot's a hard one. It is a hard one. Like I can't, now that you put Ings in my head, I'm thinking Ings is up there, but I think I'll have to give it to Sterling.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to give it to Sterling because
fair enough. Special mention to Martial though.
Yeah, man like Tony, bruv.
He hasn't
always played well. He hasn't always played amazing, but his goals have been vital. When you think about Man United haven't really scored much goals, 56, I think. 20 odd of them were penalties, maybe 19 of them are penalties in the Premier League. That means what? 30 something goals from outfield play. He scored how many?
Did he get 20 this season? Is it? I don't know if it's
all competitions. He got over 20 in all.
I think he got 17 in the league. No, 16 because him and Rashford got the same. They got 16 in the league. Yeah, Rashford was like pair penalties, bruv.
Yeah, man. Especially mentioned to Martial. I think his goals being vital and getting Man United up there. That's our team.
So we're going with Mane, Abba, and I think me and Mr. K concurred in Sterling. So we're gonna go Mane, Abba.
Moving at Ings for Sterling.
Sterling. Yeah.
Certain can affect the game more
Wow.
than Ings.
Don't get me wrong. Like I feel bad leaving Danny Ings out. I really, really do. Like I don't even feel bad leaving Jamie Vardy out, but I feel bad leaving
Ings
Danny Ings
rings,
out.
mate.
Yeah. But yeah, man, and manager
Steve Bruce.
No,
bro,
bad
I can't even complain, bro.
No, you can't. He's a special mention. Steve Bruce.
Loads
of special mentions actually.
The Sheffield United manager.
Wilder. Loads of special mentions. Wilder.
Lampard special mention.
Lampard. What's his name? Even Rodgers, even though he threw it away.
Yeah, Rodgers.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't give Rodgers again because of the second half of the season he had. Rodgers, you could argue that he doesn't know how to manage a team.
Yeah,
he did the same with Liverpool. He doesn't know how to see through a campaign.
Yeah, but if you would have given Leicester fifth at the start of the season, they would have bit your hand off for it.
True.
You know what I mean?
I think it's a blatant one, man. I think Klopp should just be fucking.
Yeah, I think you have to give it.
No. I don't agree.
No,
I do not agree.
I mean, what?
Because it's been a cakewalk. It's been a cakewalk. Someone like
but it's the first title in 31 years.
Give it to
Wilder.
It's
not if it's not his fault that it was a cakewalk. It's not his fault.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to be thinking, for me, it was a bigger achievement for me.
Wilder, 100%.
Sheffield United.
100%. It was a bigger achievement, bigger achievement for Wilder than Liverpool was winning the league. But you gotta give it to Klopp. First one in 31 years.
We're talking about Sheffield United, who have a bunch of you would call it. None of those names that came up, you would say you recognize. At least Aston Villa had their El Mohammedi, Grealish, Rayner in goal, people that you recognize. No one in that Sheffield United team you recognize. All you would say is a thing apart from even Henderson you didn't know about until he came properly this season. So for me, Wilder's done an amazing job.
100%. But
Nuno
we're going to
gets
give
an
it.
honorary mention as well. Nuno Espirito.
Wolves again for the consistency. But you have the team of the season.
Give it to Klopp.
Nick Pope, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Soyuncu, Robinson, Fabinho, KDB, Bruno Fernandes, Mane, Sterling, and Bama Bloodclot Yang.
One more. Flop of the season.
That's a hard one. Off the top of my head, that's a hard one.
Oh my days.
Andy Carroll.
Bruv, Joe Linton, bruv. Joe Linton.
You got to dread Joe Linton.
Joe Linton, bruv. Come on, let's be serious now. Look, if you think about it realistically, Joe Linton, bruv.
Yeah, he's definitely he's definitely top three. He's definitely
who else is there?
Listen, I'm still going with Andy Carroll, because at least Joe Linton scored. Do you know what I mean?
No one expecting anything from Mandy, bruv.
I'd say for me, for flop of the season, for me,
David Luiz.
Nah, everyone knew.
Everyone
for
knew.
That's what you buy for 8 million, fam. Come on, that's what you get for 8 million. I'm actually gonna put a Man City defender in there. I've been terribly disappointed with Benjamin Mendy. I know he had that injury, but I've seen a whole different player this season. Like, he's not getting forward as much. His crosses aren't as great. I won't call him flop of the season, but he's definitely up there. Mendy, I've not been impressed with him. He's been too busy going on social media and posting stuff. But my flop of the season definitely is Ozil. Definitely Ozil this season.
Honorary mentions David De Gea. Drink water. Drink water.
Oh,
Danny, remember he came through? Everyone was like, "Yo,
I know." I forgot about him. Where did he play now? Burnley, innit? He went to Burnley for. Wait,
didn't he get done for something? He got done for something, didn't he?
Who knows? But yeah,
he got done for like something, for like drink driving or use or something, bro. He got done for something.
Yeah, drink water's up there. I agree with that one.
Bruv, it has to be Joe Linton, bruv.
Fair enough. Joe Linton, we all agree. Joe Linton.
40 million striker.
Bruv, Tooth is spitting venom right now, bro.
Dare you, man, speak to the hair of Shola Amiobi like that. Shola Amiobi, bro. Listen.
Oh dear, yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I could live with that. I can live with that.
Well, there you have it, people. Premier League season is over, but it's starting again 6 weeks later. We've seen what's happened. Majority of us are happy with how the season ended, but we all know for each of our clubs there is more improvement to be made. But yeah, that's it. That's all the Premier League football talk for another at least 5 weeks until the week before. Join us tomorrow. I know Bear Man's face up thinking, what? Tomorrow? What are you talking about tomorrow? Yes, because what is coming back? The NBA season is coming back. Mr. KA, we are expecting your presence. And don't say you're busy. So, join us tomorrow for the NBA restart. We are going to be talking all things NBA. We're going to talk about the Lakers, the Clippers, the Bucks, Pelicans, all of that good stuff and how it's going to turn out. I want to say thank you to my guys, Tooth, The Truth, and Mr. KA. It's been a brilliant season, the longest season. But guys, thank you very much.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey.
There you go.
Peace.